All right, if we're gonna run it, let's do the whole thing. Top to back, bottom to front. Let's go. So I lay down on the floor, take a moment to feel where I am. I'm gonna start with hundreds. Pulling my shoulders down a little bit. I may pick my head up and down a couple times. I got my pillow. Sometimes a pillow is good for those of us with a neck issue. So I'm gonna take my chin up though to start, because it's how I learned, and it's a pattern for me. So, but it's better to do with your head down, right? And then I'm gonna take the leg up and I'm gonna pulse my arms along my sides. 5 quick breaths in, 5 quick breaths out. Here I go. Out. In. I believe that was 100. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to do my curls, coccyx curls. I call them just curlies. Scooping my pelvis, but starting in my mid rib cage. Deep inhale. As I exhale, I pull my rib cage under, scoop my pelvis, and then pull my booty up off the floor towards my feet, pulling away. Take a deep inhale at the top. Relax my shoulders. Scoop my pelvis and roll down into the floor, piece at a time, elongating my spine. Let's try that again. Deep inhale. Exhale, I scoop, I curl, I peel and lift, but reach away. So I'm using my butt, not so much my legs. Deep inhale. Scoop, curl, peel, lengthen all the way down. One more time, one more. Deep inhale. Scoop, curl, peel, lift, and just a little tuck, and now I'm scooping, holding a little bit on the last one. I'm going to push the big toe, front toe, and big toe down into the floor, engaging my legs a little bit, feeling all this stuff work a little bit. Take a deep inhale, scoop, curl, peel it down into the floor, elongate, and then I rock myself up, because I'm always moving smoothly from exercise to exercise. Yes, we're going to now do it going down. Same idea, but much more intense. Hands dropped by my sides. L scoop, roll down. Deep inhale. Scoop, but lengthen, but curl, but lift, but breathing all the way down. No neck, no shoulders, all the way down. Deep inhale at the bottom. Chin to chest now. Relax my shoulders and pull my ribs in to make my pelvis fire. So I'm curling up without my neck, without my back, but mostly abs. Deep inhale at the top. And I curl, scale, lengthen all the way down. No neck, no neck. And I take a deep breath there at the bottom. And then I scale, inhale, no neck, curly, 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 curlies. One more. Elongate, stretching, but scooping, but working, but breathing all the way down, incorporating all those wonderful parts of exercise into this lovely Pilates practice. Deep inhale at the bottom. And I'm going to curl, scale. Now right away, I'm going to go to teaser prep and do that without my feet on the floor. Much more difficult. Deep inhale. Curl, lengthen. Try to keep my feet where they are, and then they can kind of follow me. Then I can get a little help coming up. Inhale, little rock. Exhale, small rock. Then pull my abs up to my thighs. Hold my thighs up. Oh my gosh, that's good. Deep inhale. And I'm going to try it again. Second one, so much more tricky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Oh my. Bring my knees into my chest. Deep inhale, little rocky. And then lift, and then slow the lift. Pulling up, pulling up, pulling up. One more. Exhale, curl, scoop, and lengthening. No neck, no neck. And last one, we rock it up. Lift, lift, up. Now I'm going to try to hold this one up. No arms, and I'm going to squeeze my knees together. 2 more times. Oh my God. 1 more time. Hold that and then lengthen my legs out. Oh, wow, that's crazy good. Whoo, hoo, hoo, hoo. I'm now going to do a spine stretch forward. I call it the little sunflower. I don't want to really get my legs to stretch, but I can really use this to stretch my neck and my low lumbar and my thoracic. I try to stay down for a minute so that I can really relax and let the gravity of my head pull me lower. And then I want to stack my body up very slowly. And I want to stack it vertebrae at a time. So for my lumbar vertebrae here and here at the bottom, it's barely going to move my torso. So I'm going to just think about taking my uterus or my pelvis and pulling it 1 inch back. And then I take another one and kind of lift as I pull that one back. But my neck and my shoulders are still droppy. And then I'm going to lift that one up. Now I'm going to get into my thoracic. And that's about my T11 right there. And now all of a sudden my back is really not happy because it doesn't like this weight. And then I'm going to go to my T10. And my T9. And then when I get to thoracic 8, really kind of pull the shoulders back, thoracic 7. Keeping my head dropped though. My shoulders come back, my head may come up, but I'm going to keep my neck out of it. Still not up my cervical. Thoracic 4 and 2. Now I'm going to keep my head dropped even though my neck, yeah, let it go. Shoulders way back, and then I'm going to pull my head back on top of me to straighten my spine up. So that I'm lifting from my neck under and not pulling my head back onto the weight of my upper traps, which can get really tight. And then I like to do a Pez head, and I'm going to put my hands behind me and drop my head back, open and close my mouth, and try to breathe. It's hard to breathe sometimes, and it's good to breathe. Okay, right? That's the warm-up. Let's get to some work. I'm going to roll myself down onto my back. He called this single leg reacher stretch. I call it a backward bicycle. I do not engage my arms at all in this. I'm going to keep my arms down. I'm going to take my legs up to tabletop. Keep my shoulders wide and open. One leg up, one leg up. Then I'm going to try to pedal a backward bicycle while I hold this down. No neck, and I have to pick my head up sometimes because that's, again, the pattern I'm familiar with. And how small and slow and continuously moving is really hard while I'm holding this down. I'm going to put my head back down again for one more. And then I can make them big. And I breathe in for 2 and out for 2. And I can actually feel my thighs getting longer here. And then I'm going to put my legs down and take a moment, relax. I like to relax in between the exercises. Whew, because they're very intense. You want to keep telling yourself you're great. After the little backward bicycles, we do what's called scissors. He does them big again. I do them very small. So I'm holding my abs down, slowly one leg up at a time. Now, some people have to have their legs stretchy. I don't know if that's important because I want your butt to stay down and your hips to stay loose. So I'm going to just try to walk without bending my knees. I'm going to hold my butt down. And again, breathe slowly. Again, notice I'm barely moving at all. That is harder than swinging and winging it, which is what I call all that grandiose Pilates. This is effort intensified. That's what makes the core muscles pull into the spine, not bulk muscles out, right? That's a big difference in Pilates. We're not bulking muscle in Pilates. We're elongating ligamentation and tendons, and we're correcting spinal as well as kinetic chain imbalances, joint lines. Yeah, and I'll take a little break. Woo. Now, after the scissors, I think in some of the breakdowns I told you it was time for leg circles. We're going to do crisscross because that's how it was in the original. So I'm going to pick my head up and I'm going to interlace my fingers and make a very strong basket. Looking down, don't want to look up, that makes my neck fire. I get to hold my head up, but I hold it at the top, not at the bottom. One leg up. Sorry, my hair is getting a little crazy. And then I'm going to do my backward bicycles again. And then I'm going to try to reach an elbow across my torso. And I'm holding my abs down. I'm not pulling my shoulders up. I'm holding them down, which makes muscles in my back as well as my obliques fire. And this is how you cut your waist up. Inhale. Two more little circles, little crisscrossies. One more. Oh, it's so good. And then feet go down, head comes down. Wow. Okay, let's go now, leg circles. I start with my left leg going clockwise. So I take my leg up. I like to keep this leg bent so I have a lot of support on this side to hold this pelvis still. I want to go small. Circle around to 6. Exhale up to 12. I know he did a big whip action. It's harder this way. And then you teach your body to move your leg with your leg. It's really kind of an interesting experience. If you want to get harder, of course, you can put the leg down. But you've got to make sure now that you can still hold this pelvis still. This is already making this leg work harder because now there's a more weight on this hip side, and that makes my hips want to work. So I'm going to keep it out of my hip and keep this knee bent. Thank you. Working my abs and my leg, not my hip. Now I'm going to circle out 4. And exhale around. 2 more. Legs working hard. And then I'm going to take it out to a 45 degree, which is probably lined up with where this knee is. And now this quad is screaming. Oh, it's good. And I'm working my quad just for a second because it's fun to work my quad too. And then I'm going to put my leg down. Woo, here we go. Let's try the right one. So now I've got a clock inter. I'm going to go counterclockwise with the right one. Crossing into the body first before you cross out. So you learn it that way. And the body likes it better. Really hold that pelvis down. One more. And then I'm going to go out. Now notice my ankle is actually starting to do a little happy dance up there. I can feel that. So once my foot starts to help, I want to get all of that work out of my foot. I think about a piece of butter on the end of my leg. And I try to think about my hip holding down and relax that ligament because my body wants to move from there and I don't want to do that anymore. Now I'm going to hold that leg up. That was 4 outside. And then I'm going to reach that leg to 45 and make that quad get in there. Then I can extend and maybe point my toe and make it a little more fun quad. And then I'm going to bend the knee down. Yes. So that was single leg circles that I'm going to do what's called, he called it corkscrew, but I'm going to call it double leg circles because I don't want you to be whipping your legs around up there. Again, we're loose. So I'm going to inhale around to 6. Exhale back up to 12. And then I go the other way right away. And I do it with control. No whippage. One more stretch. Last one. Good. And then feet down. Rightio. So after those, we go to the roll-ups. The roll-ups are the best and the worst. So we did this in the beginning in the warm-up where we went down, and we used gravity to let us know what we're doing. In the roll-up, you have no idea, and a lot of Pilates trained folks use a lot of arm and heave. I don't use any heave in my Pilates at all. I like to work with control. So I'm going to keep my arms down by my sides on the first couple. I'm going to take a deep inhale. Chin into my chest. Now all I have to do is make this part of my body heavier than this part. So I engage, exhale, breathe, and try to push this part of myself down into the floor and let this part come up as a result, right? And then I get to put my arms into it, so I do get a little arm work. And I'm gonna lengthen and peel and roll. And then no arms, deep inhale, chin to chest. And I'm gonna curl and skin, peel, and push this down, brings this up. It's actually quite easy once you know what you're doing. Going down is where the work happens, because again, I'm pulling up as I reach under, as I lengthen, as I'm making my back fire, as my abs are firing and using all that good stuff. Let's do it again. Deep inhale. Arms down, no arms, abs, 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 abs. I think I'll put my arms on the next one. Let's see how that feels. Arms up to go down. Now the way to keep it from whipping, of course, is to do it with control. So I'm going to deep inhale, bring my arms up to here. Then I bring my chin to my chest. My arms come to a 45-degree alignment. I push my shoulders back, exhale, and pull the shoulders back as I push down. So I can put the arms into it as long as I don't reach with them, okay? And then arms go up. And then I lengthen. Now I know a lot of people also do what's called spine stretch forward after this, and I like to do over the barrel. So we'll teach that on another day. Inhale, arms to here, chin up to chest. Arms to 45, shoulders back, exhale, shoulders back, no neck, abs down, shoulders back to lift, right? Deep inhale. And lengthen. Let's do 3 more, shall we? Chin into chest, big inhale. Lengthen, breathing. One more. Chin to chest. And I'm gonna leave. Nice. Hopefully that was about 7 or 8. All right. Right away, we go into what's called side work. So I'm going to simply roll onto my side on my mat. And then I want to keep myself very straight. I can use my mat to keep myself straight because the body wants to put some curve into this. And I want a very straight line. I'm going to have the elbow under my shoulder and my legs in alignment with my back. That's going to create more instability. I do not like to give myself any help by bending myself at my hips and giving my legs out there. That makes my abs do very little. But if I keep it here, my abs are really holding and I'm lifting up and staying off of this arm. And I'm going to try to not look at my leg, and I can put this hand on the floor for a second in front of me. And I'm going to inhale and go 4 inches forward and then exhale around a little circle. And I don't move my hip. And this is going to make your legs feel amazing. Keep lifting. Do not let the body sink into that line. And 1 more forward. And then we go backwards, which is much harder. I take the leg and go back. And left around that hill. And going back. And around the hill. 2 more. We can do it. Wow. 1 more time. And over. And then, of course, is the best and the worst, right? The shark bite. So I'm going to take the top leg up. Try to keep myself supported and squeeze my lower leg up. And then I can go right into floppy fishies. So I'm going to put my elbow underneath me. And this one's just kind of fun. And I'm going to try to just be in balance and then try to flutter kick and just let myself swing around, not fall over. Ugh. And so I have fun when I'm exercising and have some fun, and I'm having fun. And I'm going to hold and then just let it go. Now, normally, of course, we just roll over and do the other side. So I'm just going to turn myself around and do it this way now. Ah. Woo. Okay. Don't need the pillow right now. So, again, elbow directly under my shoulder line. And then I want to pull this up. And then I want to keep my spine long and not let myself sink. This hand can be in front of me. I tip slightly forward. Forward foot. Circle around. Don't watch. Two more. One more. And we take it back now. Whoa, okay, going back and over that hill. That is a good one on that butt. Wow. Again, the body doesn't know these muscles, so working them isolated and like this is super good. Try to keep that bottom foot a little loose. He was getting a little tight there. One more, back and around. Good, and then I'm going to try to do my shark bites on this side. And I'm going to squeeze up, and up, lifted, up, and then maybe go to my floppy fishies right in my floppy. And I breathe. And I try to lift and have some fun. Woo, and then I'm going to flop over. And then we flop right over to do the swimming. How convenient. So now I'm face down. Remember, when you're face down, I have to sit up so you can hear and see me. You have to keep your abs a little bit up and off the floor and keep your pelvis tucked into it and not let your back hang your belly down. My arms are going a little bit above my head. Now, I know that a lot of Pilates also put a lot of arch and neck up in the swimming, and I've taken it out because, again, we use our necks in a bad way these days, so no more neck. I'm going to pull my ribs up, push my hips down, lift my legs with my butt, and then extend my body with my midsection, not my back. And then I'm going to flutter my arms and my legs like I'm swimming in the pool. And super intensive, I'm trying to breathe into my lungs, which live in my back, not the ones in the midsection here, because it's hard when you're on top of them, but this is good. You can use this. Get all that air in. About 10 more seconds. You do a 30-second pieces at a time, twice. Gets the heart rate up. It's kind of cool. And then I'm going to relax. Whew. One more set. Here I go. Pull the ribs up. Push the hips down. Lift the legs slightly. Lift the arms last. And then I'm going to try to breathe. And keep my back very straight. And keep my shoulders out of it. And relax. Woo. Hopefully there was 30 seconds. Then I'm going to just push myself back into a little child's pose. Once I get into shape, I can pull myself back with my butt. But I'm just getting back into the plan here. You can be gentle on yourself when you're coming back into the work. We're very used to being very hard on ourselves, and I gotta do it right away, the perfect time. You have to take your time. Okay, so now we go to our little table, right? Little flat table. Now I'm gonna learn how to do my plank for my flat table, so I'm gonna keep my hands right into my chest, my boobies. Keep my elbows from twisting and locking by keeping the elbow butt slightly out and micro bent. Pull my ribs up. Take one leg back and try to push the toe away or down, and then push the heel back and scoop my belly, and then take the other leg back. And I'm gonna hold my plank here for about, I don't know, 15 seconds maybe. I keep pulling up and pushing the floor away from me. And I keep breathing and holding my tuck here so my body can sustain this. Watch those elbows. They want to get into there. I don't want them. Lifting, lifting. And then when I come out of it, I take one leg down with control and the other leg down with control, and I do a little child's pose again. And then I'm going to come up. Now I'm going to go right away into my little last time curlies. Curlies to bridges. Okay. So, this is great. We just almost did the whole thing. We're down the last exercise. It's called a bridge. The curls we did at the beginning, which is a stretcher. The bridge is a little bit more intensive, but you cannot let your rib cage push your back up to the sky. That's all back. You have to move from here, and you have to pull your butt away. So we're going to go, I can't use my pillow. That's right. Deep inhale, and I scoop my pelvis, pull out and away. Now I keep pulling my butt up, but I'm going to pull my butt this way and pull my ribs this way. So I'm pulling elongated, not up, but I'm stretching this. And it actually feels really kind of amazing once you get it down and you really can get that back long like that. And then I'm going to curl down like I do in the curlies, but I'm going to tuck from my midsection and try to pull this part of my body down, elongating away, and then the butt goes down last. Let's try that again. Deep inhale. Here, scoop. Here, peel. Here, lift and reach. Out you go. And this keeps going up, and this keeps now going this way. Yourself a nice happy bridge, straight back. And then I'm going to deep inhale, curl, tuck. From the lowest part to the middle to the back, and then this goes down, then that goes down, then that goes down. Last one we're going to hold. We're going to take some feet off the floor. Let's do some balances. Deep inhale. Curl, lengthen, peel it. Up you go. Now, I'm going to try to take one leg off the floor, but I've got to really be squeezing into my butt so that my hamstring doesn't try to take the weight. I'm going to start with my right leg, squeeze my left butt cheek, take my right leg right off the floor to a table, and then extend my leg down to 45 degrees and hold for a moment, please. Oh, it's good and heavy on that butt. And then take it up to 45 higher, and then up to 90, bend it to table, back down, try to put it back where it was. Let's try the other side. No shoulders. Tuck in. And then I'm going to squeeze this cheek higher, and then this goes up. And then it goes low, so it's really intensive on the abs. And then it goes a little higher to get into that butt. And then up, and then bend, and then down. Woo! Scooping, curling, peeling. Oh my God, so good. Deep inhale. And we're going to elongate the spine all the way down. And then we just reach the legs long because they're kind of tingling and floaty. And I'm going to have my tingle moment. So that after the work, if I want to grab my pillow, I can. I have a moment to tell myself I'm great. Changing my experience of fitness from one of self-competition to one of love and self-care. Because I'm great and I don't have to compete with anybody or anyone. I'm not an athlete anymore. I'm me and I'm good enough. Yeah? And then we rock up. You throw a big parade and you have party streamers everywhere and you just did the series. Oh my God, we're going to be doing it, and then I'm going to start to run it live, and then maybe I can correct people as we're doing it, right? Any comments or questions, put them down there. This is awesome. I think we're going to really be doing this maybe every day. Doesn't that feel great? Wait do you feel tomorrow? Have a good day, everybody. Mwah.